getting ready for flight 3. There's the airplane out there. It's a beautiful morning this morning, kind of early, coming out to the plane. It feels kind of weird walking out of here on the tarmac all by myself, going to an airplane that I'm about to start. So here she is. Here's the airplane. It's Piper Archer. Old and dirty. Man, it's dirty. Look at this thing. It's seen some mileage, seen some days. Let's just take a quick walk around and look at it. Looks, it doesn't look any newer when you get close, I'll tell you that much. But it's exciting. Here I am, and this is the guy that's going to teach me how to fly. Oh wow, look at this. I have an airplane that's just standing here. I've done all the tests and it's so weird. I've pulled everything up. I'm ready to get in. I determined that there's a broken light at the top there. It still seems to be working though. All right. Coming to get in this bad boy. Let's see, avionics on, fuel timer set to 30 minutes.
Okay.
So that's his top one.
Yep.
We have to, shoot, we have to try to remember.
Yep,
do we
fine.
hit OK first?
Yep, you're gonna hit the enter button, which is the OK.
Oh, okay, enter, and then over here, it says 17, let's see, how do we get into that menu again?
Yep. So we're gonna take this big one
That's
and
the
turn
big
to the
one.
left. You're gonna go all the way up to the 17. All the way to the
I don't
left,
see, oh, right there, okay, cool.
Yep, and then
And
you're gonna
that's-
turn the small one click. And then you're gonna take the big one and turn to the right. Okay, and then we
Okay.
had 19 and 20,
It was 20 in that one.
and then 19 then
Yeah.
that one. So 39 gallons.
So
So that one becomes a
change
3,
to 3, and then I move over this to 9.
and then push enter. Don't push the cursor. That cursor will make it go basically. It'll reset it. So push
Oh,
enter.
shit. Okay, cool.
Yep, and then turn the big knob to the right again, down to OK.
Okay, all the way down to okay. Okay, cool.
And enter.
Got it this time. Okay.
Cool.
Won't have to tell me that again. Okay.
Turn our volume up a little bit here on the radios.
Good. Okay. Okay, so we should get up ATIS right now.
Okay. COM 1, COM 2. We're listening and talking on COM 1. We need to get to COM 2, so you're going to push that top
That's
COM 2.
top one.
And it will start to play.
South Valley Airport, automated weather observation. 1417 Zulu. Wind 190 at 5 knots. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition clear below 12,000. Temperature 7 Celsius. 2.3 Celsius. Altimeter 30 34.
Right, downwind 16 South Valley.
South Valley Airport, automated weather observation. 1417 Zulu. Wind 190 at 5 knots. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition
Yep, that's
clear
actually
below
right there.
12,000. Temperature 7
So
Celsius.
each one of those
2.3
little
Celsius.
tick marks on the inside between the 3 and the 4
Yeah.
is 0.2, so or 0.02. So the second position, which is technically, I guess, right.
South Valley
right
Airport,
there. So,
automated weather observation.
Okay, cool.
14.
Well, somehow this guy's seeing
Zulu.
clouds at
Wind
26,000 feet. I'm
190
not.
at 4 knots. Visibility more than
Okay, cool.
10.
So now we can get rid of that.
Yep.
Okay, so we have ATIS. Shoot, you know what? I forget what information he said it was.
We don't have an information name here. We're not towered, so that would be like
Okay.
an ATIS. This is an AWAS.
Okay, cool. Okay, so parking brake off. So I got my feet on here. Okay, parking brake is off. Let's do a brake test.
Cool. Should be able to have just barely add some power. Again, we want to keep below 1200 RPM right now. Off the brakes, just let the airplane roll forward. It'll get momentum. Just let it get its momentum going. Okay, now push your brakes.
Got it.
Perfect.
Okay.
6, 7, 6, 2, modified base to final for 16 at your go, South Valley.
Okay, great, brake test done. Let's see, lights as required. Okay, so we have, our fuel pump is still off. Let's see, our strobe is on. Our nav lights are on for day.
Okay.
Landing light is on.
Landing light, need to turn it up. Turn it on.
It's up for
The
on.
only one that's going to go down to still be on is that nav light. Everything else needs to be flipped up to be on. Obviously, we don't want.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Yep.
So let's see. That's bright there. That's on. Okay, rotating beacon on. Okay, so we're good.
Turn the nav light. So look right here, right up here. This is super, super bright.
Yeah.
Turn that to the dim position. It just makes that dim. That doesn't change the actual outside lights brightness. So for just keeping this light bulb from burning out, we just keep it on dim during the day.
Okay. I was thinking daytime brighter, outside would be brighter. Okay, cool. Okay, brakes, test, lights as required. Radios on and checked.
Okay, we've been listening to them, but what we're going to do is we're just going to push to talk, and we're just going to say radio check, and we're going to have someone just say loud and clear back to us. Radio check.
Loud and clear.
Cool. So they heard us, we heard them back.
Okay, good. So radios are good, lights as required, radios. Okay, run up. So we're ready to taxi to the thing, so we need to tell them that we're going to start taxiing.
Yep, so we'll start rolling forward up to this like kind of hold short line, even though it's not really a hold short line, but
yeah, because it should be dashed on.
Yeah, it's not a hold short. It's just like the edge of the taxiway. We're just in a non-moving area right now. So we'll start coming to a stop now. All right, so which runway are we going to go to? We've got 16 and 34.
Let's see. The wind was coming from 90, which is the east. So it really wouldn't matter.
It actually was 190.
It was
190.
90. Okay. So the 190. It's coming from 190. That is from the south. So we'd want to take off in 16.
Perfect.
Okay.
At a 45 headed northeast.
Okay, we'll wait just a second before we can make a radio call.
Climbing 5,800 South Valley.
94 right base for 16 low first Valley.
South Valley, Cherokee 5923 Whiskey, south ramp taxiing 16 via Bravo, South Valley. Okay, we'll check left. Power, obviously right is clear, there's nothing ahead of us. Okay, start bringing your power out. Now we're going to just start kind of coasting now. Control your speed with your power as much as you can. Pulling and adding that power is cheap versus replacing brakes.
Yeah.
We got a ground speed indicator right here, so we want to be right around 10 to 12.
Yep. Watching that.
Perfect. Good job on your hand on the throttle. We always want to keep our hand on the throttle on the ground and basically up to the first 1,000 feet of altitude. That way if someone jumps out in front of us, we can chop our power real fast. Another reason for keeping your hand on the throttle is some people, especially if they start getting frantic because they kind of get a little overloaded, I've seen people go and grab the mixture instead of the throttle.
Oh, yeah, you know what, I could see that happen.
And so someone did that here one time at a different school. They pulled the mixture out instead of the throttle and they had an engine failure in the pattern. The airplane was fine and they were fine. They just landed and they actually just towed the airplane back in here, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. At that point in time, you start questioning whether you should be flying or not. But it's like they say, you know, you learn with your mistakes, so...
But you do better if you learn off of everyone else's mistakes, right?
But that's a hell of a mistake to make.
Yeah, it is. Mistakes are good.
Yeah.
South Valley traffic, Archer 482 Delta Tango's over the Whitewater Towers at 5,800, climbing to 6,200, headed northwest towards Tooele, South Valley.
South Valley Archer 331 Bravo Golf, established.
So right now, I've actually pulled the idle back. It's lower than 10,
Yep, that's fine.
just because I feel like I'd be picking up too much speed.
Yep. So the only reason
I'm
why we
already going
idle at
13.
1,000 RPM is when we're not moving. We just need enough airflow moving into the engine. But since we're moving,
okay.
we can pull that power out more.
Okay, cool.
It'd be
Because
fine.
we're at 13 now,
Yep.
almost 14.
Yep. So we can, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And our turn coming up here, a little tap of the brakes isn't always a bad idea. There you go, following it in. And we are going to want to kind of keep coming up here slow because it is kind of full up there in the
Yeah,
run-up.
that is really full.
We're going to have to create a little space for ourselves. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go very slow here. Start slowing up. Don't want to come to a stop, but we want to go slow. We're going to kind of basically sit right here at this little edge. So we're going to come into the left a little bit here. Yep. Going straight, a little bit to the left. Hard left here. Hard left here. Nope, keep going left.
I'm so close to those lights.
It's okay,
though.
you're fine. Go straight ahead. I go full right.
Traffic, Skyhawk 91.
Add a little bit of power, and straighten the nose wheel, and stop. Cool, we'll stop right here.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now we'll chill right here. We'll bring that power up to 1,000 now.
South Valley traffic, Sport Cruiser
Take your parking brake.
384 Hotel Bravo 9,500, southbound, going over Point of the Mountain,
Yeah.
South Valley.
And there we go.
Okay, nice. Now, checklist again. We're not just going to sit here and wait for these guys. We'll go when we're ready. Okay, before taxi. Okay, now run up. Parking brake set. Seats secure on their tracks.
Mine's good.
Mine was good until I just adjusted it. I actually had what felt like the perfect position,
Yep.
but there, okay. We're good. Seatbelts still on,
Yep.
still fastened. Flight controls, free and correct. Correct. Oh, there's the back window. Okay. We hope that the rudder was moving. Let's see, flight controls. Avionics set. So we need to check our compass bearing.
That's actually going to be still considered instruments, or avionics are just going to be this stack right here.
Just that stack.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Driver
So,
United 4 right base.
That's set, right? Our
So
volume's
comms-
good.
Yeah.
This is our audio panel.
Yeah, so
Our comms
122.7 is here.
Uh-huh.
And then 123. Is that Tooele?
That is Tooele.
That's Tooele.
Yep, that's Tooele's weather.
Okay,
And then this is South
And then-
Valley's weather.
South Tooele. Okay,
And then this is Tooele's weather.
okay, gotcha.
Okay.
And
And
then we're at 1200, not at 7200.
7,200 is...
Hijack.
Nope, 75 is.
Is it 70? I did the same thing twice. Oh, no. Okay,
75,
Dang it.
76, 77.
Okay,
South Valley Cherokee
Okay,
94.
I get the idiot award.
Slow approach, South Valley.
okay, 75, 76, 70. Okay, run up. I don't know why I thought that. Okay, okay, avionics. Mixture set to full rich. The full rich is all the way in.
Correct.
2 miles.
So we go
east of
all the
North
way
Stack,
in.
6,200,
Okay,
headed
and then,
north towards Antelope Island, South Valley.
throttle up to 1800.
As you do this, obviously you're guarding the brakes, but
Yeah,
as I start bringing that power in, I kind of like peek out the side of the window, just make sure like I don't see
that you're not actually
rolling
slipping.
forward.
Yeah. 15, 16, 17, and 18. We're right there. Okay, great. Let's see. Where are we? 1800 mixture lean to RPMs.
Get max RPM. So you're going to push
So-
the button in and you're going to pull out just a little bit. Keep going a little more, about a nickel or a knuckles width or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, right about there. And now you're going to start turning to the left. That's leaning it. So our EGT is rising, and our RPM is going to start to rise. And it's going to take a second. We're pretty high altitude, so we're going to lean it out quite a bit before it actually does anything, before it starts to drop. Okay, we're about a 50 RPM gain so far. We're still getting warmer. We're waiting until the airplane just starts to kind of feel rough and shaking. Obviously the RPM's going to drop. Keep going. Almost there. Yeah,
Okay.
there's the drop.
Dropped.
So we're going to go 3 big ones back to the right.
2, 3. Okay, I can hear that. That sounds pretty
Yep.
good. Now, you want to align this.
So this is kind of, I can set it, but right about there is where I want it to be,
Okay.
temperature-wise.
Oh, okay.
So EGT is the exhaust gas temperature.
Yeah.
It's just obviously how much temperature we're putting out, right? So if it's really, really hot, which it means that we're running the airplane with not enough fuel to keep it cool enough,
Yeah. So.
which can lead to damage.
Okay, cool. So now we got to do magnetos.
Okay.
So we're leaving it at 18. Looks like it's more like 19.
Yep, that's okay. We gained that RPM, so we're
Okay.
just going to drop.
Okay, so let's put that back to 18. That we're to the buck. Okay, and then I'm going to do left magneto. It dropped. Both. Right magneto, it dropped. Both. Okay, so our magnetos are fine. Now we're going to do the vacuum, which we don't have, carb heat. I'm going to pull carb heat, and I'm going to watch it drop.
Yep. And make sure on both the carb heat, we shouldn't drop more than 150 RPM on the carb heat, and we shouldn't drop more than 125 on the magnetos.
Okay.
Magnetos only dropped about 75, and they have to be within 50 RPM of each other.
Oh, okay. Can I check that again then?
Yep. So we're
Okay.
at 18.
So we're at 18.
Cherokee 984 right now
And
80, almost 100 RPM there.
almost 100. Okay, back. Let's do it again. For the other.
And you're right at the same indication.
Yeah. So they either both working well or both not kind of working well.
Yeah. They dropped 100, which is good, and they didn't
Yeah.
feel rough.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let's see. Where was I? Carb heat, oil pressure, temperature. Oil pressure's in the green. Oil temperature's in the green, which is good. Okay, fuel pressure, check. Let's see, do I have the fuel pressure? Yes, it's in the green. If it's over 5, is that bad?
I've never seen it go over 5. I mean, if anything's overpressured, it would be bad, but
Yeah. Okay, now it's instrument time.
traffic.
So,
engine instruments.
okay.
It's not flight instruments, it's engine instruments.
Oh, okay.
So a quick glance at everything, making sure everything's working fine and proper.
Yeah, that's working fine. This is good.
Yeah, we're not focusing on that yet.
Okay.
That happens later.
Okay, because this is still engine.
This is just engine, this is flight instruments.
Okay, cool. The light just went on in my head. Okay, cool. So let's see, engine instruments. So we're gonna check the ammeter,
Ammeter, yep.
and we're gonna check that by putting a load. Gonna
Yep.
check the rotating beacon. We're gonna turn that off.
traffic,
And
November, right down.
it looks pretty good. It's 18. Okay, so that's fine. Let's see, throttle, idle to 1,000. Okay,
Nope,
there
you're
we go.
gonna close it all the way. It's gonna come all the way out.
Oh, yeah.
Full idle. Make sure the engine doesn't die if you pull on it all the way. Then it's 1,000 RPM.
And we're fine. Okay, cool. Okay, great. Flight instruments, check and set. So,
Cool. So now is what you wanted to do earlier. So airspeed
Yeah.
on the left and right
airspeed
here.
is 0 and 0, which is good.
Okay.
Then we're gonna check our altimeter again, and we're at 4690.
4650.
4650.
Cool. As well,
so
your attitude indicator, make sure you're blue over the brown, and
Yep.
those triangles are touching each other at the top.
yeah. Okay, we're really close, and our ball is good. Let's see, what else do we have to do? Check our
your-
compass rose, make sure we're in the right.
Yep.
Um,
It looks like you're probably about a 080 or so, 075, somewhere in that range. And we're showing about 065. So So we're in a kind of a funky spot right now. I guarantee it'll snap back where it needs to in a second.
Okay.
Certain headings are going to have a little more errors than others.
Yeah. Okay, so that's okay. So okay, I think we're good there. Now it's trim. Let's trim for takeoff. That's right in the middle. Looks like it's a 0.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So it's time for the brief. Passenger brief.
Okay. So passenger brief is safety acronym. Okay. So you're going to tell your passenger how to use their seat and their seatbelt. So how to move the seat forward and back, and how to operate their seat or seatbelt, how to operate the handle. A stands for air, so you're going to tell them how to operate their air down here at the vent by their leg. A little silver tab, pull it back towards you to open it up. And then you got a heater and a defroster right here. You just pull on them to turn them on. We're not going to probably turn them on today. There's a fire extinguisher in the back of the airplane, on the back seat. If you need to get out of the airplane, and the door is in a closed position, this latch will be backwards like this. We're going to push it forward, and then push the handle downward, and then push the door open. And then ask them, oops, I missed one thing. Avoid talking on takeoff and landing, as well as taxi, all that kind of stuff, critical phases of flight. And then tell them, hey, look for traffic, help me look for traffic. If you see anything, say something. I might see it already, but, you know, let me know. And then ask them if they have any questions about anything.
Okay, great. And then we're into our procedure brief, which is what we're going to do.
Yep, well, we're going to go to Tooele. So we're going to take off, right? Same thing we did last time. Turn the crosswind, turn the downwind. We're going to stop at 5,600 feet. And so we're departing the pattern.
Right down in 16,
and then as we're departing the pattern, we're going to climb up to like 5,800 feet. And then once we clear the Bravo right here, we're going to go up to 6,300 feet. We'll go out, we're going to do, just as we're flying out there, that'll be kind of your warm up, right, of holding headings and holding altitude. And then we're going to go into doing slow flight stalls. We won't do full stalls, we'll just kind of take them to the point of the stall. And then we'll kind of do all that kind of stuff. And then for our emergencies brief, on the runway, we're just going to abort the takeoff, stay on the runway. So power will come to idle if it's not already idle or failed. You're going to get on the brakes, we'll clear the runway wherever we can, if we can. If we're just rotating, just barely starting to pull power, or the nose up, we're just going to pull the power back out, pitch the nose over, and land straight ahead on the runway. We've got over a mile of runway to work with. If we can't make the runway because we're too high of altitude, we're not going to turn around because we won't have that much altitude. We're going to land on the soccer fields right at the departure end, then straight ahead. If we are turning our crosswind, if we're at 1,000 feet, we'll consider turning back around and landing on runway 34. If we're not 1,000 feet, we're looking for a road or a field or something open. On the downwind, regardless of altitude, we'll have enough time to just drift back to the runway and land on 34. Okay, any questions?
No, the only other thing is, if there was an emergency, your controls.
In an emergency at this point, at this stage, yes, it is my controls.
Your controls.
Later down the road, it'll be more your controls still, depending on what, if we had an actual emergency, depending on what the emergency is.
Yeah.
But we'll work together in any case.
Yeah.
You'll pull your checklist out. You'll tell me what the checklist says when I tell you to. All right.
Okay,
and then we're going to do a normal takeoff.
Normal takeoff. Okay, flaps up.
Turkey, 984, short final, 16.
20 degrees, right?
Nope, it's just, it's retracted. So the short field has 25 degrees. Flaps are up for a normal
Flaps
takeoff.
are up. Okay, carb heat off. So, off.
Yep.
That feels like it drifts out a little.
It does a little bit, but it isn't, it's not turning on.
Okay. Auxiliary fuel pump on. Okay. Throttle full open. Rotate is 6.
Okay.
Cool. So,
We'll take our parking brake off and we'll pull up to the whole short line.
32 Juliet on the 45 for the right downwind runway 16 southbound.
I feel like I was burning sitting there.
Getting a little toasty.
Yeah. Start wearing sunscreen.
I know some people do, especially when they're up at altitude. So, all right, we'll start coming to a stop. We want to have plenty of distance. Keep coming to a stop. Yeah, this is too close. I don't want to be this close ever.
Don't want to be that close.
No,
Okay.
Bring your power up to 1,000 RPM. I want to be able to, right now I have to peek up to see that hold short line.
Okay.
You and the examiner should both be able to sit here and see that hold short line, no problem at all.
Okay. Little too short.
Yep, that's all right
okay,
though.
Cool.
All right.
Doors closed, secured.
Doors latched. They're looking on final. I don't see anyone on final.
Don't see
I
anybody.
don't see anyone on base.
Nope. No, that was freaking me out the other day, by the way.
What was?
When we took off and that guy was coming in on base, I was like, oh shit.
That's nothing. All right, he's on the go. He's up there. Just the guy's entering the downwind, so I'm not worried about him. So let's take the runway.
Okay, do we have to announce first?
We will. We'll start going though. South Valley, Cherokee 5923 Whiskey is departing runway 16. Will be a downwind departure to the northwest, South Valley. All right, we'll keep that power out just a little bit. We'll kind of coast through. We don't want a Tokyo drift, I say, typically.
Yeah.
Following center line. As we're coming up here, we'll start drifting back to the actual dash line. Okay, heels all the way to the ground. We don't want to be pushing the brakes at all. We'll start hand to the yoke. Hand stays on the throttle to the 1,000 feet. Let's start going full power. Perfect. All the way in till it stops. Keep going. We're not there yet. Keep going. Keep going. It's got more to give. Keep going all the way in.
That's all the way.
Okay, so the airplane's going to want to start drifting more and more left. So you're going to have to start adding more and more right rudder just as it needs it. We're just maintaining center line. There's 60. We're just very gently pulling. As we start pulling, the airplane's going to need a little bit right rudder here, a little bit right rudder here, right rudder here. Make sure you're not too stiff on those rudder pedals. Yep.
Okay.
People kind of shove their feet in like that and they get stuck. I had one student that constantly needed a right rudder. It was because he was constantly pushing his left foot without knowing he was pushing his left foot.
Oh, wow.
So he constantly kept pushing that left rudder, which meant he needed more right rudder, and he could never overcome it. The whole gang is out. Back to the left here. All of our planes are in the pattern right now.
Great.
They're the only planes in the pattern. All right, so we're going to keep the nose up. We should be at 85.
At 85. Okay, we're at 93, so let's go a little higher.
Yeah, there you go.
Traffic,
come to the right just a little bit.
Final runway
back to the right just a hair. Nice and smooth. There we go. Beautiful.
Okay, 85.
Yep, just holding that. South Valley 23 Whiskey. We'll just extend, and then we'll turn across and depart to the west.
South Valley Cherokee 984, right down in 16, full stop, South Valley.
All right, we got back to the left a little bit. Right there, looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, start turning our crosswind. We're just going to kind of depart off the crosswind. We got an airplane entering on the 45, so turn to the right here, 90 degrees. South Valley, Cherokee 23 Whiskey, turn right, crosswind, runway 16, downwind departure to the northwest.
22 Bravo, midfield right down on 16, touch go.
I got to tell you, today's the first day I'm really feeling it.
Good. All right, we're coming around here, looking good. I see 23 Bravo, they just entered the downwind, no factor to us. Keep turning the airplane. Kind of peek out our left side right here. We want to be able to, a nice 90-degree angle to that runway. Right here's perfect. Kind of that sight picture we want to see. We got 150 feet to go. We're going to start turning our downwind and go towards those white water towers right there. So start turning to the right. Start pulling just a little bit of power now. We're within 50 feet now of our altitude. South Valley 23 Whiskey's turning downwind. We'll be departing towards the white water towers, South Valley. Okay, keep turning right though. Keep turning.
South Valley Cherokee 984, right base, 16, full stop, South Valley.
Okay, start bringing the nose to level. Start lowering the nose. Bringing it down, lowering the nose. More nose down still. Keep coming down. Right here's level. So you're going to hold this. It's going to, pressure is going to build.
Yeah.
Start trimming the nose down. Get yourself in the, yeah, there you go. Good one. Yep. Keep trimming it till that pressure keeps going away. A little bit more. Right about there. Let's try that. Take your hand off.
Southbound traffic, Cherokee 28 Juliet's clear of runway
Maybe just barely give it. Actually, you know what? Just leave it. I think it's fine. As it picks up some speed, it's going to be perfect. I'm actually going to pull just like 50 RPM because we're just barely high.
Right base, 16, touch and go, Southbound traffic.
Cool. There's that whitewater tower right there to the right of us, just barely.
Okay.
So we're going to go to that one. Little lean.
Okay. So the whitewater towers, you're not talking about these big, tall, like Warner Brother looking towers? You're looking...
they're right here.
Okay, these
so they got 1, 2,
tires.
and there's the red one. So the whitewater tower is here in the middle, and then the red one on the right.
I think
I like to go to this middle one right here. This is perfect. We're drifting up a little bit. Let's keep that nose level.
Okay. 23 Bravo's final, 16, touch and go, Southbound traffic.
It's fine though, because we are going to climb in just a second.
Yeah. Sorry, what is the The height that we
So
can
the
go
Bravo
to?
we're in
Bravo.
right now, or underneath I should say, is 6,000.
Okay,
As soon as we cross this green line, it's going to 6,500.
Okay.
But right here, this little like kind of L shape right here, that's the surface. We cannot go there.
Yeah.
So let's actually come to the left. We are drifting a little bit too far to the right for my liking. Give about 5 or 10 degrees to the left. Beautiful, that works great. Okay. Nice
That's
day.
the Frito-Lay plant or something. One of these is Frito-Lay.
Yeah. All right, hold that nose nice and level. If you need to retrim, or just give it a little more nose down. Yeah, probably needs a little bit more nose down trim, just barely. Yep, just like a little quarter turn. That's probably all it needs. Yep, just keeping the nose down. Beautiful. All right, we're through the Bravo, or into the new shelf, so we can start raising the nose. We're going to start a climb. So we're going to raise the nose first, because we don't want to put a lot of strain on the engine. Now we're going to start adding some power into full. We don't need to slam it, we'll just start adding it in. We'll stay to the left, we're turning just barely gently, there you go. Full power. All the way in, yep. We're going to keep the nose up, we're going to climb at 90. It'll give us a little more visibility, but also make sure the airplane's climbing. Looks good. Savvy Valley 23 Whiskey, passing the Whitewater Towers. We're 6,000, climbing 6,300 northwestbound.
Savvy Valley Cherokee 94, taxi back to the North Shade hangars via Alpha 3 Bravo, Savvy Valley.
South Valley Skyhawk 8 Tango Whiskey, 3 miles north of Saltaire, 6,100. Looking for traffic northwestbound. South Valley.
And Savvy Valley 23 Whiskey, we're at 6,200. We'll be leaving 6,300. We're just on the south side of Magna. We'll stay to the east side. If you want to stay west, there should be no factor.
Roger, 8 Tango Whiskey, we'll stay to the west.
Cool. We'll come to the right just a little bit more here. You guys, we'll pull that power back to your 24. And you're just going to have to kind of, keep pulling the power. You're going to have to kind of just hold the nose level on the horizon for a second. Don't worry about trimming. Keep a little more power out. Just a little more. We're still at 25. Keep pulling that nose. There you go.
Kind of went up. I pulled it out and I felt like it went up tight.
Okay, just add a little more power. Just barely in. Just add a little more. We're just barely below 24. Oh, a little bit of power in. There you go. Okay, now the airplane should return to its cruising state. We shouldn't have to really adjust too much.
South Air traffic, 23 Bravo's right down 116, touching
Yeah, that was
South Air traffic.
when we were doing 90, trying to get to 90. I felt like I had a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I was tempted to want to trim, but
South Valley Skyhawk 8 Tango Whiskey.
then I saw how fast we were getting up to altitude, and I was like, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, short climbs like that I typically won't trim for. If we're doing a long climb, we'll trim for the climb. So.
Inbound for landing.
Okay, so we're on a good heading right now. We're kind of just following the Bravo around here. There's an airplane coming in, but they're going to stay to the mountainside. We already discussed what we're going to do plan-wise, so we should be no factor at all to each other. They're also 200 feet below us, so we should have adequate separation. And
I don't see them yet, though.
yep, I don't either. They're still like 4.5 miles out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And when we pass them, we'll still probably be 2 miles apart from each other. Mile and a half. All right, we're looking good.
So how close will they be? Will they be over that sea?
They won't be quite over the sea, but they'll wrap around it. But they're just now passing probably that little mountain right there, just after the Garfield stack is kind of where they're at right now. We will start coming to the left a little more because the Bravo's starting to turn to the left. It might be a little tricky to see with the mountain, but just slowly turn to the left here. I'll kind of tell you when to stop.
South Valley traffic, 23 Bravo's right base, 16, touch and go, South Valley traffic.
Right about here should work great.
Got it.
And then there's about 10 o'clock. They're at the same altitude now.
Oh, I see them.
You got them
There
now?
they are.
Perfect. Savvy Valley traffic, Cherokee 23 Whiskey's got 8 Tango Whiskey in sight. We'll be passing off your left, no factor.
They're right over those mountains.
Roger, no factor. 8 Tango Whiskey.
Cool, we'll start coming to the left a little more now, since we don't have to be this far out. We'll start turning out towards where we want to go, which is out that way, where we went last time. Okay. We'll start rolling out here. This is a good heading. Little peninsula right there. kind of where we want to be going
South
towards.
Valley traffic, Mooney 2 Mike Romeo, 10 miles southeast, descending through 7000, inbound runway 16 South Valley.
Beautiful.
That's nice today.
It is a very nice day.
Like, this is the first time we've flown around here and haven't been bumped.
Hey, you gotta knock on wood for that.
Yeah.
Can't jinx it.
I know, the flight's not over yet.
Still warming up.
Yeah.
South Valley Sky, Whiskey Rose, down at Mag 6200, setting up for the 45 right now, my runway.
South Valley traffic, Cherokee 5923 Whiskey. We're over the Saltair. We're 6,300 westbound. Last call, South Valley. Okay, so depending on where we're at, since the Saltair literally is just right here, I called over the Saltair because we're a little bit closer that way than the Garfield stack. But either way, we're going to switch over to Tooele now. So this little calm button right here, it switches the frequencies.
Okay.
And then same thing right here, I'm going to switch the weather frequencies. We're going to make the same basically call that we're over the Saltair, heading westbound, but we're going to talk to Tooele now.
Tooele traffic, R482 Delta Tango, north tip of Stansbury, 7500.
So if I had a DPE sitting next to me right now, I've drifted from 6,290 to 310. So I've basically had a 50-foot deviance. Is there...
It's plus or minus 100.
Oh, okay. So that'd be okay.
63, you can go to 62 or 64.
Okay, so he wouldn't fail me for like been drifting by.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they understand that stuff happens. Bumps push you up, downdrafts, updrafts.
Yeah.
South Valley traffic, or Tooele traffic, Cherokee 5923 Whiskey. You're about a mile to the west of the Garfield stack. We're 6,300. We're westbound. We'll be westbound for maneuvers. We'll plan to maneuver along the east bench. So given the fact that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 airplanes all right there, we're going to come over here.
Okay, sounds good. So shall I start turning?
Yeah, we can start just doing a very slow motion.